Hey everyone, welcome to another Sunday night edition of Ask the Danny app. How are y'all tonight? So many of you here despite there being football on. I'm always competing with something, huh? Yeah, and I seem to be getting over my cold very quickly, so yay! Yesterday was like my bad day, but I already am like I'm on the path to wellness for this week. So better that I got it this weekend instead of waiting until like right before I had to get on an airplane. That would not be good. So I would always feel bad for the other people on the airplane. Yeah. All right. So speaking of airplanes, I am getting on one this week. I'm headed to Philadelphia. Anybody going to the SCO conference in Philadelphia? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, see, I got you guys talking football now. Yeah. No. Nobody. Nobody. That's okay. That's okay. Because we're big eBay people here, and SCO is mostly about Amazon, but they have invited me over to speak about eBay and Etsy. So I'm excited that I get to speak on those two topics. Anybody who's in the Philadelphia area, there's still some spots open for my day with Danny. So if you're interested in that, please send me an email. Let me know ASAP because we're still planning that for Wednesday, which is the 18th, I do believe is the date. My head's a little fuzzy, guys. You'll have to forgive me tonight. The numbers are not going to come easy tonight. I'm going to count on April to kind of be my backup with those numbers tonight. All right. So this segment is brought to you by Outright.com. Speaking of numbers, I have to tell you guys, I had an experience this week. I finally, after all these years, have hired a bookkeeper. Yes, I broke down and hired a bookkeeper. And they had no idea that Outright even existed and asked me, do you use QuickBooks? Do you do something? And I said, well, I use Outright. And they're like, Outright, what's that? So I had them pull it up. I gave them my login to go look at all the numbers. They're like, wow, okay. So they were very excited that all the numbers are there, all the categories are there, all the stuff is there. So basically now they're just going to put it in order for me and attach my other stuff that accountants need to do, and we're good to go. Saved me actually a lot of money because accountants work by the hour. And the fact that I had everything in one place through my Outright.com was amazing to them. So definitely saved some time and money. So yay! Well, I have two businesses kind of going into one, and that's my downfall, is that I need a bookkeeper to kind of help me know my numbers from the separate businesses. So that's what they're going to go in there and do is, the Danny app is over here, and Utterly Good Stuff is over here, and I need to know the numbers separated out for those. So that's why I'm getting a bookkeeper. So there you go. But you guys can just use Outright, all right? And it's free. Don't forget that. It is free. Yeah, and estimated taxes are due tomorrow. There you go. But that's, you know what? If you owe taxes, that means you're selling stuff. So that's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. For those who may not be familiar with the show, we get together here every week, and these are recorded. You can either go to the same link that you came to get to the show, and it's Freecast records it, or you can go over to my YouTube channel, which is the Danny app, and over there we break it down into segments, so you don't have to go through the whole show to find something that you may have missed or wanted to hear again. It's all broken down into the segments of the show, and that's usually up by about Tuesday, Wednesday, depending. So we get that up over there, and we do record these for audio only. I apologize. Lately I've heard that the audio quality isn't really good on iTunes. We're going to be working on that, I promise. But we do have them over on iTunes as well. And, if there's any problems during the show, any technical difficulties, you can report those issues over to support@spreecast.com. It really helps you guys if you don't have a lot of tabs open while you're watching the show. Some of those can really steal some of the bandwidth and cause freeze-ups and maybe even for you to lose sound and those types of things. So if that happens, make sure you don't have all those tabs open. That's the first place to start. And you can let support@spreecast.com know you were having some difficulty. They're getting better and better. I got to tell you, they're getting better and better. So I wanted to talk about attitude because over the last week, since the new user agreement had some verbiage in it that caused some distress, shall we say, with sellers about the fact that you're agreeing that your listings are not going to show up to all customers and that sort of thing. And those sorts of things, along with a certain blog out there that I'm not even going to give attention to because I really don't want to send people there. That blog loves to stir controversy. They love to get people riled up. They just love, love, love it. And it's kind of poison, And I hate to say it, but it's like going over to the discussion boards over on eBay, which even though they've come up with the new discussion boards and stuff, there's still such a negative tone. It's like people just want to go there to, dare I say, bitch. Yeah, it's after 5. We can say that. And I've got to tell you guys, I used to do that. I used to spend a lot of time over there just bemoaning all the things that were wrong with eBay, that were wrong with my business, that were unfair, that were causing, me to have all these issues that I just know it was eBay's fault. Really, really did. And those of you who have followed me for years, several of you are in the chat room, I was one of those people. I was calling in to eBay Radio, and I was fighting with Griff every week. Man, I was right. I had to stick up for the little guys out there and, fighting against big business. You guys have heard it. So I would do that week after week. And I know I probably caused Griff to need a lot of gin and tonics after his show. That was bad. We used to really go at it. Griff and I have talked about finding some of those recordings. They exist. We just have to dig one up. Would that not be hilarious to go back and listen to that? But yeah, I really, really used to do that. And it was at an eBay radio party, in fact, that I was listening to John Colder Ice Lawson, who was talking about your business and how so many eBay sellers take everything so personally. We are passionate about our businesses. We're not like big business people, big retail business that are coming in and going into e-commerce. No, we're people that came upon the site as a fun place to sell some stuff, and then we got really wrapped up in our business and what we were doing and serving our customers. And so when some of these rules started coming down the pike, there were very, very good reasons for them. A lot of us were like, change? No, we like it the way it is. Everything's going good in our little world, and we don't want change. What I knew that I was doing was failing to look at the bigger picture, and I was taking everything personally. I was only looking within my little space and being very egocentric about what was happening with eBay, when in fact, as eBay was growing, more and more sellers are now coming onto the site. There's more and more problems. There's more and more unscrupulous people coming in and kind of gaming the system. So there had to be rules put in place. There had to be changes. And now what has happened is they have built this new search engine called Cassini. You guys know internet and software technology is such a fast-changing monster. I live with a programmer, so I've kind of, watched the things that have happened. I've watched him be able to sometimes get a job and not get a job, and what's going on in that whole world of developers. I kind of know how the process works. Most people don't. Most people, just don't understand that what goes in place to improve things and make things better and make a software that is the be-all, end-all. I mean, you guys got to realize there are 400 million some listings on eBay at any given time. And those listings are not stagnant. They're changing. We're ending stuff. We're revising stuff. We're starting stuff. It is the scale of things, though, you just think it is mind-boggling. So the original search engine was back from 2002, and you guys know 2002 is like such old news. I mean, I don't know, that's almost vintage. No, but seriously, in the world of computers and technology, 10-year-old technology is really, really old. And if eBay had just stayed with that technology, you guys might be okay for a while, but all in all, things were going to get really bad. And they were going to get really bad pretty soon because you've got Amazon, the monster over here that is just getting stuff to customers, boom, boom, boom. You've got Etsy over here that is doing everything right within their niche and getting the word out and getting all those vintage sales. eBay had to do something. So they came up with Cassini, and they have spent a lot of time and a lot of money on developing Cassini. Is it perfect? Nope. Nope. I suspect it's going to take probably 6 months to a year for us to really see the benefits of Cassini because it is a learning software. It's learning buyer behavior. It's learning seller behavior. And this is one of the reasons I preach to you guys about narrowing in on your niche, about specializing in something that you specialize in, because that is becoming more and more vital to really survive and really excel on eBay. So I get that there's growing pains. I so get it, you guys. I know there's been some slow sales. Some of my appsters are experiencing some just complete hiatuses of sales. And we're working hard to get to the bottom of that and figure out what is going on and why that is. So my whole topic tonight is about how we handle those things. Because you can take that stuff and you can get totally down. You can get down on eBay. You can feel like quitting. You can just feel like, you know, it's helpless and hopeless and just give up. Or you can go, I'm going to figure out what the heck is going on here. Something's going on. Let's get to the bottom of it. And that is what I have learned over the years to choose to do. And it really is an active choice, you guys, because I grew up, and my mom's in the chat, and she's gonna attest to this. I grew up in a very negative family. My grandmother was the queen of worry and anxiety, and the sky was always falling. And the worst possible thing was always going to happen. And I know my mom came by it honestly, too. My mom over the years, you know, and you guys, I got to tell you, like my mom over this last year, her transformation is amazing. But it's just, yeah, no more negative family than ours, exactly. But it's really flipping that switch and making a choice to look at things in a positive light, to look at things in a problem-solving way instead of a just complaining, okay? So it's really, really easy to go down that path. It really is. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Oh, believe me, ask my husband. I am by no means perfect, but I really do think about making that active choice to be positive, to look at things in a good light, especially things I can't change. Cassini isn't going away. Cassini is not going away. It's here to stay. So you know what? I'm going to learn to make that sucker work for me. I'm going to learn to get my listings to show up on those searches. So that is my challenge now, and I'm going for it. And you guys, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you sell the type of thing that sells well over on Amazon FBA, I encourage you to pick up that channel. If you sell vintage, antique, or things that you make yourself, Etsy's your place. I'm telling you, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Multiple channels of income. That way, when something happens where for whatever reason your things aren't selling on eBay, you've got your other channel over here that you can get those items sold on. So yep. Yes, and of course Deborah's saying, go Amazon FBA whenever you can. And I'm just still not a big fan. I do it. I get my few hundred to thousands of dollars a month, especially during fourth quarter, but I don't enjoy it. So I don't put a lot of time into it. Yeah, and I just got my first, return refund notice of the season. I love eBay, you guys. I have had my falling outs with eBay. I have had time periods where I give up. I close my store. I quit because I was so mad at eBay. But I've realized that if I take out the emotion, if I treat it like a business, it is a business. And you look at big businesses, they don't sit there and go, that's it, close the doors, we can't make this work. They sit in a boardroom and they figure out how to change marketing strategy or how to change product line or how to change something to make it work. And so we have to kind of adapt that same attitude of, okay, this isn't working, what can I do to change that? And if there's something technical or glitchy going on, then we've got to get to the people that can fix that. And fortunately, I've got some good contacts at eBay, and I'm going to bat for my appsters. That's one of the perks of being an appster, is I do go to bat for you with my connections. So there you go. There you go, guys. But I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm excited about the new technology and the change and the fact that it's not just about driving traffic, it's about driving the right traffic. And I fully believe that Cassini is going to get my listings in front of the right customers who are more likely to push the buy button. Yep. So that's my little soapbox this week, you guys. Gots to keep it positive. Otherwise, we just become unhappy creatures because it seeps into every other part of our life. Once you go down that unhappiness channel, like happiness is a choice. I know, sounds very, what's the word I'm looking for, but it's true. Just how you look at it.
Who let them cows out? Moo, 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 moo. Who